Dean.
Nice to meet you.
Good to see you, man.
How are you? You okay?
No, yeah, thanks so much for sitting down with us. I mean, look, tell me, it's obviously been a tough time recently. You know, that you've had players going, obviously losing your captain, and fans getting a bit worried. How is, you know, the mood in camp despite all of that?
Yeah, it's not certainly not as bad as people think from the outside. Obviously, it's disappointing. Obviously, you lose Marc, and such a good character within the group, such a good player. Not only what he brings on the pitch, but off the pitch also. Such a calm influence throughout the training ground, and yeah, he'll be missed, but hopefully he goes on to bigger and better things that he deserves to as well. And yeah, we're all delighted for him, but for ourselves, it's obviously a shock with the manager coming and telling us that he wanted to leave, but we almost all knew that it would come at the end of the season anyway, so I don't think that changes too much. And I think it's all about, at these moments, you stay together, and I think unfortunately times like these happen through a season, and we got off to a really good start. We were flying, we were fighting with the big dogs at the top of the league, and obviously that brings excitement, and unfortunately we've had a disappointing run, and to be quite honest with you, inside the building we know exactly why that is, but it's not to be spoken about outside. And now we've got the energy back, and we're looking forward to going into this next run of fixtures.
It's good to hear. You got that bounce back ability, of course. I mean, just on that, you touched on it. You know, the manager coming in and talking to you. You said that you all knew it was kind of coming at the end of the season. What was that kind of moment like? Was that something that you kind of all just felt, you know, banded around him and okay, let's look and push this up until the end of the season as far as we can go? Yeah,
100%. Look, we're under no illusions that from now till the end of the season we could probably make it Palace's most successful season. We've got a European Cup that we're going to fight for and go to the death on, and our aim is to get the most points in Crystal Palace history in the Premier League, and that hasn't changed just because of a few bad fixtures and a few, I wouldn't even say poor performances. We've been in games and we've actually punched above our weight in this period, in my opinion. So I don't think there's any time to worry or panic, and you take the rough with the smooth as everything. It's an emotional roller coaster, and you can never be too high and you can never be too low. You've just got to stay smooth and keep pushing and fighting in the right direction, and get that first win really, and then obviously that builds momentum, and that's what we're looking to do.
It's as you say, you know, the performances that they have been there. You've still got that squad. You've still got that unity despite, you know, departures and whatnot. I mean, when you look at the manager and the influence obviously that he's had from Oliver Glasner, I mean, what have you kind of personally learned from his time at Crystal Palace?
No, he's fantastic, and obviously when I first come to Palace, obviously I went through the injury and everything like that. But when he actually come into he sort of galvanised the group as into any game we're going into, we're trying to win. I remember we were struggling in the league when he first come in, and it was one of my first games back, and we went to Anfield and he's put on the presentation the morning of the game, and it's literally like, this is what we're going to do, we're going to try and win, like, and you're thinking, oh, this is different. Normally you'd sit in and wait, and he was like, no, we're going to go for the jugular, and we went and won 1-0. And then we kicked on for that great run. He's so ambitious, and yeah, he brings confidence within the group, and yeah, he's fantastic. So I've got no better words to say about him, really.
When you look back at the last kind of 12 months that you've had at Palace, I mean, you've kind of gone through everything as a club. You know, you've gone through some tough times that you're kind of experiencing recently, but then, you know, the most amazing. I mean, how would you kind of sum it up?
That's just it. Like you look back over the last 12 months, it's been magical. It's been incredible, and to do what we have done is fantastic, and obviously it gives you that flavour, that taste. You want more. I remember after the FA Cup, we wanted the Community Shield, and then what is it? It's obviously you want the European Cup. That's what we're all working towards, and but obviously you can't lose sight of your bread and butter, which is the Premier League. And I remember when we were going into it was last season actually, we were going into, I think it was a semi-final of or maybe even quarter-final of the FA Cup, and we got smashed by Newcastle and smashed by Man City within the space of like 2 days, and it was low. we were lower than a snake's belly, but
Yeah.
we stuck together as a group. We come back and we made it the best season in Crystal Palace history. So that's what we're aiming to do now.
Absolutely. I mean, that fighting spirit that you talked there, it does though. It comes down to moments in games as well. And one moment that I think a lot of your teammates, you know, they can rely on you for, you know, given your record and how you are, is in penalties. You know, penalty situations. I mean, I've been there. I've seen it. I was at that FA Cup final. I was there. I was cheering you on. How important are they to you in your game? Because it seems like whenever there is a penalty situation, you really, you know, you grow in stature almost.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's incredible. I really look forward to the penalties. It was incredible. I mean, I think I've had to trade a couple this year. I've went the wrong way on a few because obviously I took my luck at the end of last season, but yeah, I really enjoyed them, and it's just so good just to go 1 against 1, and there's no real pressure on the goalkeeper, so all the pressure's on the attacker.
I was going to say, what's your process going into a penalty situation, like, as a goalkeeper? Is it that thing of like, I have nothing to lose? You know,
you got nothing to lose, have you? The reality is, like, a penalty went in at the weekend, and he should score. That's the reality. So when you save it, it's even better. So you just go in there and do your homework and hope for the best. Do
you think you've learnt a lot? Obviously, you've been in training against so many great penalty takers, Bruno at Manchester United, or even Eze and Mateta and the likes here at Palace.
Yeah.
Do you think that definitely helps you?
I don't actually think it does. No, I've got to be honest. No, because when the lads are taking penalties with no pressure on them, I think it's easy for them to score. They'll score every time. Well, they should do. It's when the big stadium's there and it means something. I think the pressure goes on to the attacker and they feel it. And that's when you can do your best work as a keeper, in my opinion.
Well, part of the big kind of, I guess, theory around England and penalties is that kind of hoodoo that we had has gone as a nation. You know, we look good in penalty situations now. Looking ahead to the World Cup, you know, how excited are you for that, and what's it been like kind of so far with Thomas Tuchel?
Yeah, obviously it's been fantastic, and it's something I think every player looks forward to. Ultimately, it's a huge dream to make the plane, and there's still a lot of football to be played, so I don't want to get carried away. But I mean, it would be a sensational, goal or to tick off in life to go to a World Cup. So it'd be very exciting.
Yeah. You've got a great kind of goalkeepers union there. Some great keepers obviously vying for that number one spot. When you look at your fellow goalkeepers in the Premier League, though, who are some of your favourites that you watch? You know, just as a fan or whatever, and you kind of go, wow, phenomenal.
Yeah, to be fair, like recently I've been having this debate. I like Robert Sanchez a lot. I think he's got all the tools in the bag, and yeah, he's impressed me the way he's stepped up in level and kept improving, and athleticism wise, he's got everything, and he's one I really like watching. I've got a lot of time for him. It'll surprise a lot of people, but he's top.
Yeah.
And I think people need to start respecting him a little bit more. So yeah, that one.
Who was the keeper when you were a kid that you were like, that's my guy?
Joe Hart,
was it?
Yeah, because he was playing for England, and he was blonde. He looked a bit like me back in the day. And yeah, he was the one. Yeah. So
Joe Hart was your one.
Joe Hart.
Amazing. Well, listen, fantastic. Thank you so much, man, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Cheers, Tom.
Thank
you. Cheers.